about the books that, fantasy books that I need to read. So I just feel like I want to talk about the fantasy books that I want to read because most of the books on my TBR are fantasy, and I have like so many fantasy books to choose that I really want to read, but the stack of 10 books here are the books that I really want to read at the moment just because like I have retellings that are on my TBR that I want to get to, and some are just regular fantasy books that I just really want to get to in general. So let's get to the fantasy books that I want to read. So the first fantasy book that I really want to read is The Shadow Queen by C.J. Redwine. This is a Snow White retelling that's all I really want to know about the story. I have this on my TBR for like almost 3 years now, and I'm still mad at myself for not getting to it, and I'm really hoping that I get to this because I want to read a retelling, and this is one of the ones that I want to read, especially when it has been my TBR the longest. The next fantasy book that I want to read is The Crown's Game by Evelyn Sky. All I know about this book is it takes place in Russia, and there's a competition going on. This is another TBR bet of mine that has been my TBR the longest, and I've heard that there's a love triangle on this. I'm not quite sure, but I do really want to read it because it's based on, it takes place in Russia, and I don't think I've read any fantasy books that takes place in Russia, so I definitely want to get to this soon, especially it's another one that's been on my TBR the longest, and there's a competition which I do like to read in books. The next fantasy book that I wanted to read is Heartless by Marissa Meyer, which is an Alice in Wonderland retelling, and I have not read any yet, and this is one of the only Marissa Meyer's books that I have not read yet, and I know she has the Renegades trilogy, which I also haven't read yet, and the only series that I've read by her is the Lunar Chronicles, which I love, and I just want to get to this because it's an Alice in Wonderland retelling, which I never read a retelling from Alice in Wonderland before, and I'm just still mad that I haven't not picked up this book, especially it's by an author that I like, by a series that I love. The next fantasy book that I wanted to read is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo, or the Grisha Verse series, I should say. I've heard but nothing good things about the series, and I still haven't picked it up yet. The series is also another TBR bet for my TBR, and I'm so mad that I still haven't gotten to it yet, and I know many people love the series, but I also heard some people that don't like the books, and I really mostly heard good things about it, and I'm still mad that I haven't picked this up yet, and I hope I'll pick this up soon because I only got to chapter 2 of it, the first book in the original Grisha trilogies, but I did like the first 2 chapters, and I'm just still mad that I haven't continued. I put it down and didn't continue yet. The next fantasy book that I haven't read yet is The Valiant by Leslie Livingston, which takes place in ancient Rome, and it's about a girl who becomes the female gladiator. Yeah, and she took her sister's place and she died, and the whole story goes from there. I know the whole series is finally out, and I still haven't read it yet. I don't know why, because the story really grabbed my interest, and I still haven't picked it up yet, and I really want to read it because I've heard nothing but good things about The Valiant, plus Sam from A Bear and a Bee books also really enjoyed it. I kind of got a recommendation from 2 different booktubers other than her, and it has been on my Fairy Tale-a-thon TBR, and I was like, I really need to read this because I'm really mad at myself for not picking this up. The next fantasy book that I haven't picked up yet is Sherwood by Megan Spooner, which is the same author as Hunted, which is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and this one is a Robin Hood retelling. I've been really excited about this book, and yet I don't know why I didn't pick it up. I got the audiobook from Audible because I wanted to listen to an audiobook like I did with Hunted. I don't know why I'm putting it off reading it. I love her writing style, and I also loved Hunted, and I think it's because I've never read a Robin Hood retelling before, and that's why I'm a bit nervous about that because it's one of my favorite classics, but I'm really excited about it because it's Maid Marian's perspective, which you hardly see in books, and I love Maid Marian, so I'm just excited and nervous to pick this up, hopefully soon. The next fantasy book that I want to pick up is The Bone Charmer by Brianna Shields, which is about a girl whose like a witch or a fortune teller, which she can tell by fortune by bones, and that's all I really want to know about it. I had this book for almost a year now, and I really wanted to pick this up. Plus, I've read the page 112 of this book, and I really want to know what happened. So I'm really hoping to pick this up, especially like sometime this month, because I don't want to put this off for much longer, and I just really want to pick it up because the premise really caught my eye, and I got this from Unicorn Crate last year, and I just really want to pick this up really badly because I feel like this one is the one on top of my TV, fancy book that's on top of my TBR right now, but I really want to get to this book really soon. The next fancy book that I want to get to is Sorcery Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. I've read Enchantment of Ravens by her, and I really enjoyed it. All I know about this book is it has a magical library, and that's all I really want to know. I'm not sure how big this book is. It says it looks a bit chunky, unlike her other book. It's like, hold on, let me see. It's like about 450 pages, which is close to 500, but 500-page books always intimidate me because it takes longer, and plus tall books also tend to take longer for me to read. But I really want to read this book because it's the premise of it, and like the synopsis sounds really amazing, and I love this cover. This is a Unicorn Crate cover and exclusive cover, and I'm just really want to get to this book, especially when it has a magical library. The next fancy book that I wanted to read, and I feel like people are still going to be mad at me for not picking it up, is Children of Bone Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. And all I know about this book is based on African mythology, and there's like magic involved, like magic is forbidden or something like that. But I really want to pick this up because I know it was hyped 2 years ago, and I'm pretty sure it has gone down a bit, but I'm still intimidated by it because it is over 500 pages, and also the book is so tall, and like I mentioned with the previous book, tall books intimidate me a lot, and it takes me longer to read. But I probably want to listen to this on audiobook just so I actually know how the characters' names are pronounced. And yeah, I'm just still mad that I haven't picked this up yet, and I really want to read it so badly. The last fancy book that I really want to pick up is Wild Warrior of the Wild by Tricia Levenseller, which is by the same author as the Daughter of a Pirate King duology, which you guys know that I love. And this is a Viking story, which I really interested about because my parents told me that my ancestors were Vikings, and I just really want to read a good Viking book. And I've read the first chapter of it. I really enjoyed it, but I didn't continue on for same reason. Tall books take longer for me to read, and I want to read this slowly. I want to read this very quickly, but it's pretty short, so it might take a couple days for me to read this, but I really want to read it because I know she also has another fancy book that just came out this year, The Shell Between Us, which sounds amazing, and I really want to pick this up like very soon because it's by same author as my favorite books, and I just really want to pick this up so badly. So that's all the fantasy books that I think I need to read. And if you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up and comment down below if you have a certain genre of books that you think that you really need to read at the moment. Let me know in the comments down below, whether it's fantasy books or just any other genres in general, but let me know in the comments down below. And if you haven't already, click that subscribe button and click that bell icon so you'll be notified whenever I post. I post new videos very frequently on my channel, like at least Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Also, you can follow me on social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads, which all links will be down below for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!